Hi everyone, I'm Amy from Amy's Baking Episode, and tonight I'm making one of the easiest, most delightful fillings that you can make for a cake. It's a lemon curd. I'm making this for my daughter's birthday cake tomorrow. She wanted a lemon cake, and when I asked her what type of filling she wanted in it, she wanted lemon. So we're gonna do this together. This is the first time that I've done a video for baking, so bear with me. But it's pretty simple. It only takes 5 ingredients. So we're going to start with adding 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice into a double boiler. And I don't really actually have a double boiler, so I just have sort of like a makeshift one with a bowl that's a glass bowl that's sitting on top of a pot that has about 1.5 inches of boiling water in it. Once you get that water really boiling, just turn it down a bit so it's more to a simmer. And once you have that, then you're going to add 1/3 of a cup of fresh lemon juice. So I freshly squeezed some lemon juice, and what I like to do after I squeeze it is just to run it through a sieve, just to make sure that there's no seeds or pulp or anything like that. So I'm going to put this in here. To that we are adding 2/3 cup of granulated sugar. And then we are, excuse my clanging, we're going to add 4 large egg yolks. And I actually separated the egg yolks from the whites, and I'm keeping the whites because I'm going to be making some boiled frosting later and can use that, no waste. And then I have about a tablespoon of lemon zest. So just add that in there. And about a pinch of salt, so 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to whisk this together. This is time consuming because you are going to whisk it until it starts to thicken, and that can take some time, about 10 minutes really. So I'm not going to make you watch me whisk these ingredients together, but you can see that I just have them all in here. And I'm just going to continue to whisk it until it starts to thicken, almost like a custard. Okay, so I am to the consistency that I want this to be at. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's just starting to really almost gel up. It's pulling from the sides. It has, yeah, like a jelly-like consistency to it. And it did actually take me longer than 10 minutes. It was closer to 25 actually. And I think that is just basically because I kept whisking it and whisking it and whisking it, and it just wasn't allowing the mixture to get enough heat to it to really cook the egg yolks. So anyway, so we're there now. And it smells really good, and it looks the way I want it to. So at this point, we're going to remove the heat, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 6 tablespoons or 86 grams of unsalted butter, and just kind of add that in pieces, and again whisk it around until the butter melts. And it is important that you bake with unsalted butter. And the reason why, or at least one of the prime reasons, is because by using unsalted butter, you can control the level of saltiness to what it is that you're baking. So in this recipe, it only took 1/8 of a teaspoon. If I had have added the salted butter, it would have been too salty, and we don't want that. We want the brightness of the lemons and the sweetness of the sugar to come through. Just a little bit of salt to dampen down that sweetness. And so, like I said, I'm just going to add in the butter, let it melt. And then what I like to do at the end of this is I like to put it through a strainer again, just so that I can make sure there's no little lumps from the lemon zest, perhaps any little tiny strains of egg white that might have been left behind when I separated the yolks and the white. And then after I do that, after I have it strained, I just strain it into another glass bowl. And then what you want to do is place a piece of saran wrap over it and kind of pat that saran wrap down all around it so that it doesn't develop a skin. And then you can place it in the fridge with a cover, and it'll stay good for about 10 to 14 days in the fridge. And I love making any kind of curd, but lemon curd is definitely one of my favorites because you can slap this stuff on just about anything and it tastes good. It's good on, you know, pancakes, scones, just about anything. Cake. So I'm just gonna now just take it and run it through my sieve, and then like I said, just take a piece of saran wrap, pat it all down nicely around it. I'm gonna put a cover over top of my bowl and then just place it in the fridge. Tomorrow I will use it to decorate her cake. So like I said, I just put a piece of saran wrap over it and just kind of patted it down so it's covering the entire surface and air isn't getting at it, and then that way it won't develop a skin over the top of the curd. And then I am going to put a cover over top, place it in my fridge, and this will stay good for about 10 to 14 days in your refrigerator. So tomorrow I'm going to use this, like I said, to fill a lemon cake. This will go in between the layers, and then I'm going to ice it with a vanilla buttercream. Thanks so much for joining in and watching this video. I hope you do give this a try. You will love it if you love lemon. Have a good night.